Adams. I own an independent paper crafting business showcasing products from Stampin' Up! I made this card with products from Stampin' Up! I sell the products and also a few items to make crafting more convenient. I'll have the free detailed directions for this project on my website, and then you can click the links for the products to be taken to my online store. There will also be a PayPal button if you would like to order the card kit to make this project. And you'll see where to find all of that at the end of this video, so don't worry about taking notes. It's time to put stamps, ink, and paper together. I'm using Forever Fern and the Tuxedo Black Memento stamp pad. If you are ordering the card kit from me, you will want to order these from Stampin' Up! You may want to order the greenery embossing folders. I will have already embossed this for you, so you don't need it if you only want to make one card. And you may want to order the 1.5 inch circle punch. Here's what you'll get in the card kit. You'll get an envelope and the card base. If you are cutting your own, you will want to cut a piece that's 1.5 by 5.5. And you also need another piece of Whisper White for the greeting. And in the kit, I have already punched it for you. And there will be 4 pieces of cardstock. These are 1 1/4 by 2 1/4. And this is my test. This is Just Jade, Coastal Cabana. This is Shaded Spruce, and Pretty Peacock. And it's not required, but I strongly recommend using a Stamparatus for this project. This style of card is called a color block. I made this card. My upline challenged the group to create a color block card. This was my entry into the challenge. The first thing I want to do is use the Memento ink and stamp one of the smaller leaves inside the card and on the envelope. Then I want to stamp all 4 of these together. This is going to be about 5 inches. So I'm putting some adhesive on this grid paper, or you could use a scrap. And I'm trying to just remove some of the adhesive. You could actually use a cloth or something just to kind of put some dust or something on the adhesive so it doesn't stick as much. And then I'm lining up these. I decided I liked the Pretty Peacock on the bottom and the Just Jade. The colors that you decide are totally up to you, but I am wanting these to be tight together. And then I went to the Shaded Spruce and the Coastal Cabana on top. I have already placed my stamps where I wanted them. And so I'll ink and stamp. And the Stamparatus makes this very easy. Now I'm kind of taking this out of order from my directions. I'm pulling these off carefully. And I want to stamp the greeting. Now the greeting is just about the same size as the circle. So the easiest way to do this is, if you have the circle punch, to stamp first. And then position your greeting here. So like I said, it just barely fits in. But if you don't have the punch, here's another easy way. So if you don't have the circle punch, what you can do is just place that stamp anywhere, ink it up, place your outside part, and this will be in the kit, place your circle, your punch circle in the puzzle piece, ink your stamp, stamp it, and you will have perfect placement for that circle. So now we just need to glue these in place. And you could measure it all out if you want. I like to live wild and crazy, so I just eyeball that 1/4 of an inch on this side and this side. I do want to just double check that that's the next piece. And I do like the liquid glue, so you have a little bit of wiggle for this precise placement. If you are not used to embossing with a machine, I am putting my cardstock, and this does have a very straight pattern, so I'm putting it on the pattern. I'm putting this in my embossing machine between 2 clear plates and running it through the machine, and you get this beautiful pattern. My temptation is to go ahead and glue this down, but I do want to put a piece of ribbon around the middle of it. I am tying it in a square knot. Now I am left-handed. I learned right over left, left over right, but I find myself going left over right. So let me try and see if I can do it right-handed. Right over left, and pull it snug. I do like to use my third hand when tying knots, so I don't have to worry about holding that tight. And that, so I did first right over left, now I'm doing left over right. And I think you'll get a prettier knot if you pull one side tight and then pull the other side over that. I'm going to wait till this is on the card to trim it, that way I don't have to worry about it getting away from me. But I do want to move that ribbon to the middle, and it will slide a little bit easier if you curl that. And pretty straight. Now I think I mentioned that I cut this extra long for you, and that allows you to find where that is. You can snip this with scissors or with your trimmer, and I probably should have marked it on the back side, but that's okay. And now I'm ready to glue it down. I like the liquid glue, especially for these embossed folders, because sometimes as they get embossed with all these gorgeous deep patterns, sometimes if you use a strong adhesive, you can actually pull up those little bits of cardstock. So I'm placing this right next to the colored cardstock. And now it's easier for me to trim. And then I just need to add my circle. I didn't show on the kit, but I will give you a little piece of dimensionals that have about a dozen dimensionals on it. And you'll only need 3 for this. You could probably get away with 2. And I'm kind of placing this right between these 2 pieces. And that's it, a color block card. Here is the web address for this project, where you'll find the free detailed directions and links for the products I used. And you'll find a PayPal button to order the card kit you saw in this video. Under Shop, you'll find products from Bev, frequent shopper points. If you click Products from Bev, you'll find out how to share my Evernote notebook, a completely searchable catalog of all the current products, and I have taggers. You can give a name to each one of those dies. I also have a cardstock sampler with all of the current Stampin' Up! Colors. And if you've purchased one in the past, I have an updater with all the brand new in colors. And if you're getting one now, I have a backdater so you can get last year's in colors. And I have a fine tip glue pen replacement tips. So if your glue pen tip gets clogged, just swap it out. I have heavy duty reclosable bags. There are some for the 6x6 papers and some for the 12x12 papers. And you can get a bow maker from my friend Gidget. Under Inspiration, you can scroll my projects. You can scroll through the basics. You'll learn what's special about Stampin' Up! Stamps. You can learn about our color families and all the wonderful products that come in the color families. Some ideas for coloring. There's information about cutting, including how I store my card bases and layers. If you're wondering about all of our new adhesives, there's all kinds of information about those and some of my favorite tools. Under Getting Organized, you'll find a link for my stamp case slips, product labels, large labels, case inserts, a lot of color tools, a practically free stamp pad storage solution, catalog tabs, a quick reference, and a wish list with a catalog index, basic toolkit to go, and a little compact desktop tool box. You can tour my craft space. Under color tools, you can make your own cardstock sampler with labels here. There's a DSP divider, and I have a new quarter sheet size. And there's a quarter sheet size DSP sampler. I have lots of color charts. I have a sponge dauber case insert, color wheel, a color chart with autocorrect and RGB codes. Under Sip Together, if we ever get a chance to meet in home and craft together, you can find about my next classes. And you can find out how to join my team, where you can save money or make money. Almost all of those resources are free. More organization means more time for crafting. Talk to you soon. Bye.